Hand comes in, yes, give that cheer. Hop to the other side, break him down. One hand comes in here. He starts to walk those hips away. Hand comes to the shoulder, break him down. Hop, control, pull him back. Step over, away, up and over. One more time. You want to see this? We can have this one. A little bit different angle, right? So the hand comes underneath, I cheered. I hop, I pull him over the butt cheek where that shin is. One, he starts to try and come up, get a hold of that shoulder. Pull him back, pull him back. Control, and step. Out, up, and over. Keep it connected to your chest the whole time. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Getting obsessed with dropping back down by your knees, and you don't have to do that. So remember, the hand reaches under. Sit up again, please. You see how low it is. Some of you are coming all the way up here, and you're threading up by the back of the armpit. That's not what I want. I want it to be all the way down so that my forearm is close to the hip. Back down, please. So I pull that out. Remember, that's my cheer. I hop to the other side, and I break him down. Now, it is totally okay to put the hook in there. But I also realize, and he also realizes, that while I try to do that, he's going to defend against that. And it's very common for them to elevate this hand to block the backside of the neck because they know that that seat belt is going to come in. At the moment where they're trying to block this and they walk the hips away, that brings the shoulder, this shoulder a little bit closer, which can give you that cross face if you need it, but it also makes this a lot more applicable for you to grab a hold of the way that we just were, right? So now I make it about that elbow, I start to break him down. If you can't break him down, we'll do something else. That's okay. So from here, the angle for me to get the choke isn't there. That's why we're hopping the hand, hopping the head, grabbing the wrist, and grabbing the wrist. Now, keep in mind that this is a lever. If you grab high up here by the forearm, you're not going to have the ability to apply pressure to the shoulder. And so a lot of people look at the wrist as the bottom of the lever. It's not. You can grab right here on the palm. And now it becomes very difficult for him to grab a hold of things to defend because your hand is basically in the palm. It also gives you the ability when we start to move into the Kimuras, if they get lazy, that you can just turn that over and start to wrist lock them. So this is where we were. Make sense? I am going to step over the head. A lot of really great places for you to be able to step. If I want to step here, if you want your knees to drop here, that's okay. For today, I want you to try and drop your knee over top of the bicep, okay? Now, you can see that there's some disengagement from my chest and his tricep. That is not any good, okay? I don't want you to try to pull the arm up to the chest. I want you to sit the chest down onto the arm. Does that make sense? And it'll have a little bit of like a bullet bike or a speed bike feel where you're up on your toes and you're leaning forward just a little bit. Keep in mind, his out, a lot of times will be at a bridge and try to rip this elbow to the floor. And so it's all about keeping heavy pressure. Now from here is one, using the core, one, then up, then connect it to the spine. You see how I put my chest back into it. Now he can't take his back to the floor because his hand is on his own spine. He'll just basically Kimura himself. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So when we get to this position, it's one, two, all the way over. And you see I'm keeping my chest connected. So get it from scratch.